Well, this morning, businesses across Kansas City are opening their doors again.
Yeah, they're allowed to reopen starting today. The city's stay-home order lifted, but there are guidelines in place that all businesses have to follow, and they're different depending on what kind of business we're running there. Anchor Bryant Madrick in the newsroom this morning with details on those openings. Bryant, good morning.
Good morning. A lot to break down, Taylor and Lindsay. Businesses reopening in Kansas City this morning have to follow Mayor Quinton Lucas's 10-10-10 rule. Now, that means there can be no more than 10 people or 10% total occupancy inside a business. If you're inside a non-essential business for more than 10 minutes, you're encouraged to sign in. This is to help with contact tracing. Now, restaurants aren't required to follow the 10-10-10 rule, but do have another set of guidelines to consider. So, tables must be 10 feet away from each other, and there must be 6 feet between the back of chairs. Bar seating and buffets are not allowed. People must be seated at tables inside bars and taverns.
What we want to make sure is that we give ourselves enough time looking at these sort of guidelines to then say, all right, have we continued to see a flattening of cases? Are we seeing a point where we can move to a new percentage capacity threshold, such as 25%, and then ultimately up to 50%? And that's the sort of work we're going to do, and that's how I believe we can responsibly reopen in Kansas City.
So we have more on today's reopening guidelines. Just head to our website at kshb.com. In the newsroom this morning, I'm Bryant Madrick, 41 Action News Today.
Brian, thank you. This morning, we want to help you visualize what those rules will look like when you do go back to a restaurant.
Yeah, we want to have you get ready for that if you want to go back out. We sent 41 Action News reporter Charlie Keegan to the well in Waldo with a closer look at what you'll notice when you go out there. Charlie, some people really are needing to get out and go to a restaurant. For those people, what are they going to expect today?
Yeah, the staff member in GM here said that he's needing to see people inside his restaurant. They say they're in the service industry and they want to serve you. So when I spoke to the guys here at the well, they say they spent the last 2 months when they're closed really kind of doing a few things, especially in the bathrooms. They've changed it all to automatic flushers, automatic soap dispensers, automatic towel dispensers, so that you don't have to touch anything when you're in there. Now, we got to go inside the dining room area earlier this week when the guys there were making sure all those tables are 10 feet apart from one another. When you go into a restaurant, they are not going to want you to push any tables together. They're not even going to want you to leave your table to say hi to a buddy across the dining room. They really want to keep that socially distant measures in place while you're inside. Here at the well, they're even going to have the bar closed. That's part of the mayor's rules moving forward. And he says that means the bartenders won't get as many tips as they normally do. So instead, he's going to be splitting all tips equally among the employees and wait staff.
We just don't know what's going to happen until we find out what the new norm is. We're trying to be as fair and as give every employee that we have this equal opportunity to make money.
Yeah. And on the customer side of things, when you sit down at a table or a booth inside the well, they're going to hand you a paper menu, a single-use disposable menu, so that you don't have to share a menu and touch a menu that someone else has already touched. If you're a little more tech-savvy, they will have a QR code that you can use your smartphone to scan, and then it'll pull up a digital menu on your smartphone. Reporting live, I'm Charlie Keegan, 41 Action News Today.
Charlie, thank you. We also went to Big Mama's Bakery in South Kansas City to see how it's preparing for today. The owner told us he's seen business increase just about every day over the past 2 weeks. The restaurant is mostly catered to carry out, but the owner hopes that adding the dine-in option will keep the upward trend going.
We still got utilities to pay, even though they're helping out on that. We got utilities, we got the rent and everything else. So I'm just trying to get that stable, and then we'll start, hey, maybe I'll give me a couple of crumbs.
Brown told us that he is most looking forward to just being able to talk to customers again while they enjoy their meal in the bakery.